All right, so the person who shot and killed Ashli Babbitt was acquitted of any wrongdoing. They said there was not significant evidence that Ashli Babbitt's civil rights were being violated. I guess, when a protest turns into, a riot, there's the rights change. And, I'm not celebrating this, really, because it could be a slippery slope. And I was talking to a lot of my leftist friends today who were saying the same thing, how the state should never, ever be able to kill with impunity. Like, I agree with that. That's highly agreeable. Because, the same thing could happen at a BLM protest that turns violent, right? Like, you don't want police to kill left-wing protesters, with impunity, And I'm trying not to make this partisan at all, because I'm trying to be more objective, just people in general. I don't know if we can escape the partisan angles, but I'm not trying to look at it as a partisan thing. I don't want right-wing protesters or left-wing protesters to be killed by the state with impunity. Okay, sounds reasonable, right? I'm trying to look at the situation objectively with Ashli Babbitt and the person who shot her. There were people there who expressed a willingness to murder, to hang, to inflict injury or bodily harm, or inflict fatality on sitting members of Congress. Like, that had likely been established at the time. So I'm trying to work within the context of what was going on, what was happening in that moment. And there is some validation there to use lethal force. If someone barges in through your house, should you or should you not use lethal force to protect yourself? Just throwing that question out there. It's kind of the same thing in a way. This security guard or police officer, whoever he was there to protect Congress. That's his literal job definition. If people got past that door, people who have expressed violence, wanting to injure or kill people, that's an obvious problem. And that's obviously a worst case scenario situation. And lethal force might be validated there. Do you hit them with a beanbag? Do you throw a flare? What is the correct thing in that position? I just don't know. And to kill someone in that position is just, the palate cleanser. Like, there's no more discussions. There has been a violence has been identified. The intent to injure or kill Congresspeople has been identified. Once again, those are validating. I don't care what anyone says. If someone breaks in your house, they're there to steal something or hurt you or rape you or kill you. That intent is implicit in the act itself. So it's just a horrible situation. Like, I don't want to say the state should be able to kill with impunity at all. So I'm really torn here, because I don't want the precedent to be set, whether you're right wing or left wing, protesters are allowed to be shot with impunity, we have some serious problems if that is a precedent going forward in America. That is, I dread that. So we do have to be careful here. My left-wing friends do have a lot of valid points. The overarching argument that the state should not kill anyone with impunity is quite valid. But I'm looking at the events of that day under a microscope, and I'm seeing some validation. So I'm conflicted. I'm just being honest with you. I'm not here to say anything was right or wrong. I'm trying to give, and convey, an honest opinion, and trying to be objective as possible for the situation and for the overarching argument of state violence and impunity. Like, I mean, obviously we can pick it up in the comments down below, because part of me has made up my mind and part of me is just conflicted. Like I'm just being straight up. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments. We can pick this up down there, and I like to hear what you guys have to say about these things, where you stand, what you think is or was the right situation, and what is the best precedent to set going forward in the overarching argument of being against state violence.